not sure what this has to do with The Walking Dead, but it's back.
Hey everyone, it's Cinema Lovers Incorporated back at you again with another video. And before I start the video, I just want to apologize for my lack of content. I've been going through a lot of personal issues. I just haven't had the motivation to make content. So if you guys want to support me, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below, and just ask me how my day's going. It would make me feel a lot better. So let's jump right into the video. So ladies and gentlemen, I have AMC premiere. So I watched The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 9, actually last Tuesday. But I just didn't feel like reviewing it because of my you know, I had a lack of passion for it because I'm not getting a lot of support on my channel. But nevertheless, now today I am reviewing it a couple hours before the premiere date for everyone. So I just want to talk about The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 9, and how I feel about this episode. This was a really decent episode. I really had nothing. I did have a few nitpicks, and I want to talk about everything. So this episode is right after the death of Jesus. So Jesus died in episode 8, and our group is trying to escape. It picks up right after. You have this really awesome action scene where they're trying to fight these whisperers, but everyone does escape. Even Michonne escapes, even though she stays behind with her katana. I'm trying to act like Michonne right now. Epic fail. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, then they bring back Jesus' body. Unfortunately, some characters don't know that they're back yet, so you have Luke and Alden that go out to look for them, and you have that side storyline. Then you have the side storyline where they accidentally find Lydia, this girl who is part of the Whisperers. We don't know much about her yet, but she's a big character in the comic book. She plays a prominent role in the comic book, and so she's going to play a big role in the TV show. And how many times do I say "and" in this video? Let me know down below in the comment section, right there. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, Daryl, Michonne, and a couple other characters discover Lydia on the bridge with a couple other Whisperers. Obviously, she's not to be trusted. She pulled out a knife. Or can she be trusted? We don't know yet. We're going to have to find out. But they take her back, and she is being held hostage inside of the cage. I want to talk about this because this is really the standout of the episode, in my opinion. Lydia, some of the things that she says, I can't really criticize at the moment because she could be lying. She could not be lying. We don't know yet. So she says that she has to protect the walkers, that her group protects the walkers. Now, I don't know what to say about this yet because the season hasn't progressed yet, the second half, so she might be lying about that. We don't know their true motives at the moment, so I can't really criticize it. But I do really like Daryl, who is basically getting the information out of Lydia, and then Henry's trying to tell Daryl to stop. I think it's a really cool scene. I think it's interesting because I really want to see what her group is like. I mean, we've seen groups like this done to death. It kind of reminds me a bit of Hunters. The cannibals from season 5. It really reminds me of them for some reason. I don't know why, but it just does. So another storyline that's going on in the show is you have Jesus. He's going to be buried, and they basically put Tara. They put Tara in charge. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they put Tara in charge. One of my least favorite character of the show at the moment. Oh, what a useless character. But yeah, so then we have Alden and we have Luke going on their little adventure. It could have been cut and put in the next episode, but I understand that they really want the show to be fast-paced, and I think it's really interesting. Some stuff that I don't enjoy. There's one scene with Rosita, and you know, you have Rosita and you have Eugene, and they're talking, and then all of a sudden she says, I gotta go. And then Eugene has a face like this. And then Rosita goes outside, and she talks to Siddiq about pregnancy, and she says to Siddiq that she's pregnant because of their little fun before Gabriel. What? I mean, you have characters here, and you the people want you to care for these characters, right? That's what a character is supposed to be about, right? Well, Rosita is a slut. She's a whore. I mean, why should I care about this character? She's pregnant now? Wow, that just came out of nowhere. I mean, there was no build-up to it. There was nothing. I don't really understand why they put that in this episode. That's really the issue with this episode. I really don't like that. Some other issues that I have, we're going to get to the Negan part, don't worry. The other issues I have are, again, I don't like some of this cartoonish writing. For example, Carol. I can't remember if she's even in this episode, but her hair, Legolas hair, and they're talking about the fair. Michonne is kind of Judith's mother. Judith calls her mom. It's just cartoony. I understand that in the world of The Walking Dead now that Michonne is Judith's mother, it just comes off as cartoony. Like, Carl didn't call Michonne mom. It's just, I don't know how to feel about it because Judith is Laurie's baby, not Michonne's baby. I just don't know how to feel about it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get to the Negan stuff, because the Negan stuff, most of it is good. So Negan, he leaves Alexandria. Most of it is okay. The problem I have is that it drags along way too much. Like, we know where he's getting. It's in the promo. He's getting to the sanctuary. But it just takes forever to get there. And then eventually when it gets to the sanctuary, I don't really know what he's trying to do. I feel like Negan misses his leadership. He feels like there's nothing for him anymore but leadership. But I don't really know what he's doing. I want the character to change. He's acting still like a jerk when he gets to the sanctuary. There's something about him that just, it's a jerk. He's a jerk. Another thing that I don't enjoy, it goes back to the cartoony writing, is Judith and Negan. I think it's somewhat cute, somewhat adorable, these two characters coming together. But, you know, Negan is this big man and Judith is like this 11-year-old girl, and he says a cuss word and she's like, "Don't cuss, I'm a child, asshole." Like, that right there is not the stuff I want to see. That is what brings down the show, the cartoony writing. And then Judith is this invincible cowgirl samurai lady who, this little child who has a pistol, Rick's pistol, and shoots Negan off of the motorcycle, when it took Carl years to develop these skills, but Judith can shoot a mile away at only like age 11. This is ridiculous. And Judith is just this invincible woman, like this invincible character. She can do anything. She can fight. It's just ridiculous. It really is. So let's talk about the good stuff again. Well, before the good stuff, let's talk about some more bad things. Another bad thing I have to say is Jesus's death handleization. When you handle a death in The Walking Dead, most of the time in the New Days, it's always slowed down when people find out about something. Now, it worked in the older days of The Walking Dead because it wasn't done to death. Nowadays, it's just done to death, and most of the time, it's exactly the same. They freeze frame it, and they slow the characters down, and all the characters are, like, crying and stuff. It's tired. It's a tired gimmick, and I don't want to see it anymore. That's another bad thing that I have. Another thing is I wish they could have buried, I think they buried Jesus, I can't remember, but I wanted a proper burial for this character because this character sucked really bad, so I just wanted them to just have a funeral for the guy already. Okay, let's get into the good things. Some more good things, okay. In this episode, I really enjoy the cinematography where you see Negan going out into this new world. It's been years since he stepped out of Alexandria because he's always been in that prison. And it feels a lot like the early days of The Walking Dead where you have a new character fresh into the world of The Walking Dead, and there's so much scary horror, monstrous things trying to eat you out there. And I liked it. I enjoyed Negan's little journey. If it wasn't so long, they could have cut a lot of it out, because they should have focused more on the Whisperers in this episode instead of Negan's journey. They could have had like 2 moments of Negan getting to Sanctuary and then leaving, but they cut a lot over to Negan. They had a scene with dogs, and the dogs were really, really cool. I thought the dogs were interesting. It just wasn't necessary though, at all, because, oh, it's dogs. I don't know how dogs are still alive in this world, because how can they even survive eating blah blah blah, when even the humans can't really survive eating. I don't know. But the zombies needed to be in this episode where Negan fought the zombies, but the dogs could have been cut out. It was really cool. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was really freaking awesome for him to go up against the dogs. I just think it could have been cut because we knew Negan was going to the sanctuary, and he ends up going back to Alexandria anyway. You know, there's nothing for Negan out there anyway. We know the sanctuary is abandoned. So what is the point of Negan going out there in the first place? I mean, I really wanted to see how Negan would react to his home. But, you know, getting there could have been cut a little bit. So, I enjoyed the cinematography. I enjoyed most of the writing. The characters were really cool. Daryl, you know, talking to Lydia, and Henry talking to Lydia was kind of the standout. I wish we could have seen more of that, but the episode felt like a mess in some places. Like, sometimes you had the whispers, sometimes... Oh, and then Alden and Luke get captured by, Trell ends here, lady. Technically, her name is Alpha, but, oh my god, her accent so far is awful. It's horrendous, so I hope her accent doesn't detract from the character. Oh, please don't ruin the character. But we have to see. Time will tell. But The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 9, it's a good episode. It's a bit messy in a couple areas. There's a little bit too much going on. I thought the writing was good. The cinematography was good. I thought some of the characters were great. Some stuff like Rosita and the Negan stuff was jumbled up a little bit, and it could have been cut. Some of the Negan stuff and the Rosita scene could have been cut out. That was awful. And then some of the cartoony writing. But everything else I thought was pretty top-notch. It's not an amazing mid-season premiere, and I'm happy that it's not big and explosive and stuff, because, you know, you need time for these characters. All I want is good writing. Now, most of it had good writing. Some of the scenes were pretty bad. Like I said, the Rosita scene, the Negan scene, the cartoony writing, But for the most part, I thought this episode was pretty good. Like I said, a little bit messy around the edges, but I think it's a decent episode. Nothing too bad about it. It could have been a lot worse. So I'm going to give The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 9, a B+. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you enjoy from this episode? Let me know down below, and I will comment down back to you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to whatever the heck you want to do, and goodbye. Bye, everyone!